So then I'm like, okay, well, I got my top 3, so let me switch it. So I kept it on
And
Silas
we
so I
are
could just have that
live.
bonus. And then sure enough, Xavier.
Thank you.
Hi.
No, let me talk to my girlfriend about nerdy things that are on our level.
You talking about your husbando game?
Yes.
Yes.
Yeah, she told me I had to do a piece of the story I skipped because I don't want to deal with the white collar
Can't
boy.
skip their stories.
He's a white
Do
collar
it.
boy. I don't want to talk to him.
Fine, then I'm not romancing Caleb.
Mommy made me do it.
Do it. There's no downfall romancing all of them.
He's still a whiny toddler boy, and I can't deal with him.
He is, but I
have
feel
enough whiny
like
toddlers.
he's gonna get better. I feel like he's gonna get better because that part of the story gave me a little bit of hope. I'm like, okay, we'll see. We'll see.
No.
Anyway.
I mean, if you want to make sure they get better, you can just look up spoilers. That way you don't have to play through it if they don't get better.
That ruins the fun, though.
I know.
Plus, the stories are essentially free, so
it lessens the suffering. That way you don't have to deal with a whiny toddler boy if they don't get better.
I did do that for one character, not the full thing. I just went a little bit ahead just to see, and I'm like, all right, I'll give it a shot. I don't know. We'll find, which was Caleb. Sorry, hun. So I'm like, yeah, all right. He's just got full on like Stockholm syndrome vibes, but I'm like, all right.
Speaking of Stockholm syndrome,
why am I not surprised?
How are all of you?
This coming from the person that likes Beauty and the Beast.
True.
Love Beauty and the Beast.
What's wrong with Beauty and the Beast?
The one princess that spent actual
Stockholm
time
syndrome.
with her prince. She spent actual time. She didn't spend 24 hours. Where she was like,
syndrome.
oh my god, love at first sight. No, spend time. Anyway.
Wait, are we talking Disney or 90s like DramaCon?
Both. The official story was they spent literal weeks and months together before she was saved.
Locked away, not allowed to leave, locked in a dank, dark cell for a while, and then eventually allowed to roam the castle. Yeah, no, it wasn't Stockholm syndrome at all.
Stockholm syndrome.
I mean, to be fair, she was allowed to leave. She also just kind of got attacked by wolves when she did.
Not for the first 2 weeks. He actually literally locked her in a cell.
True.
For like 24 hours. It was fine.
Look, after she got to know the staff and everything, it was quite apparent that it was not safe to leave because that home defense system was ridiculous. May I point out once again the armor that just literally kills a dude.
You never see that guy again.
No. That dude is still rotting in the damn basement.
Yeah.
That armor turned back into like a maid or whatever the hell they were, wiped the blood off of them, got cleaned up, and just continued on as nothing happened. There is still a hole in that floor, and there is just some crushed individual down there, you know, as like a warning to anyone else.
Look, still a better love story. Say what you want. Than Snow White. So that's where I'm going.
Snow White? Yeah. I'll give you that one.
That's a low bar there, Chief.
Twilight's even lower. Snow White's still better one than Twilight.
Speaking of annoying characters that suck, I want to throw Tianwen out of a fucking airlock and let her just get destroyed by like Ark.
Who?
Her shit is so annoying.
The gunsmith in Ark Raiders.
Yeah.
Raw played catch up. It's been a while. Sorry, guys.
It's been a while. But
it's been a while.
We'll get to what we're here for eventually.
But on the plus side, you guys left off in a not really a super horrible situation. You had said goodbye to Mila as you all got your cleric back from wherever the hell she was being held.
I don't think anyone misses the little one.
And her skivvies. I Tokimi liked Mila. I mean, she was someone to get used to.
I think that was it. We didn't really get a chance.
Yeah. There was still a bit of a wedge between Sylvia and Kylus, given like all of the hell that the two of them have been through, and then losing
Groundhog Day.
Groundhog Day, and then losing Asha right after Groundhog Day hasn't really, boosted morale between the three of them. But yeah, you were able to complete the trial of the quasi aboleth, who wasn't really an aboleth. They were able to rescue Asha, and you were all given a bit. You were all given, not all of you given. The group was given a very resplendent gold chest that is now on the back of your cart as you're making your way back to Valanche. You were told, God damn it, you were told that inside would be an upgrade for each of you, as they noticed you were severely lacking in the power department. Some of you only having one, if lucky, magic item. So they decided to give you a going away present. But as we pick up today, you are still on your way back to Valanche. The mischievous, very loose-tongued halfling wandering off in the desert, going off on their own adventures as everyone else begins to head back into town. Some of you are a little more beaten and bloody than the others. Asha is back and still trying to piece together exactly what happened. But right now is a very awkwardly quiet ride back to town.
I distinctly remember Kylus is coughing up blood and is curled up in the corner of a taking a nap on the back of the cart right now. He's like, I'm fine. He's not as translucent as he was before, but he's like, this is fine. Just pass out.
He's not as anemic.
Max feels great.
Can I attempt to use my healer's kit on Max?
On Max or on Kylus?
I'm sorry, on Kylus.
Kylus, you're not in any sort of danger at the moment, right?
I'm not in danger. It's just I'm slightly see-through, but I'm not in danger.
Yeah.
I'll live.
If you want to go ahead and give me a medicine check using your your kit, you definitely could do that.
Alice is just Back to the Futuring. It's fine.
Gives me wisdom.
I'm pretty sure my size went back to normal by now, by the way, Rojan.
Yeah.
Oh, that is the wrong die.
You've shrunk down back to normal round.
17 plus 6, 23 plus my kit, another plus 3, so 27.
Nice. Kylus, go ahead and get roll 1d4.
D4. Okay.
Tokumi reaches into like a pouch thing and pulls out this balm that smells of mint and other herbs, and just starts invading your personal space and applying it to like any open wounds she sees.
Yes, Vix.
Funny enough, you see cuts on him, but you don't see any blood.
Kylus, what did you roll?
He's kind of translucent. I rolled a 2.
You regain 2 hit points.
Oh, okay.
As even though you're not necessarily bleeding out of those wounds, the balm that is like being rubbed on them does tend to like ease the pain.
Oh yeah. Despite him lacking blood, it hurts. Body hurts. I think he's like passing out. He's like, I'm tired.
It's like, don't mind the smell if you're not into herbs, but you're not bleeding, so I don't know if it'll sting.
No, I don't bleed, but it'll still sting if that's what the chemical does.
She's like thinking back to notice if she's ever seen you bleed.
I mean, you've seen Kylus take some pretty gnarly hits.
Yeah, I'm like, yeah, you don't bleed. That's a neat trick.
Oh, it's one of the perks of being enslaved.
Oh, that doesn't seem like a perk at all.
No, it is not.
Kylus, when you pass out, can you give me a wisdom saving throw?
Yes, my dumb stat. Okay. I'm proficient in wisdom. Okay, cool. Okay, cool. 10.
Okay. It's not too bad, but there's a bit of mild agitation in the center of your forehead. Just a light migraine. Nothing too severe, but definitely annoying.
If he wasn't a grown man, he'd just be like, stop. But he'll take note of it. He'll kind of do that thing when you have like a migraine and you just close your eyes and try to like focus and hope for the best. He's gonna kind of do that for now.
Sylvia doing anything?
I believe she is sitting up in the passenger seat in the front. She's probably got Boots curled up asleep on her lap while she tinkers away on a strange-looking key. Even stranger than her usual keys that she's tinkering on. This one's like almost double the thickness of a regular key, and it's got very evident like clockwork mechanisms inside of it. But it's not functional yet because we haven't had a long rest since our level up.
Asha, what's going through your mind right now?
Muted?
You think?
Oh,
no, just trying to decide. It was she's just kind of taking note of all of her companions, kind of the state that they're in emotionally, physically, all of that. She's making kind of mental notes of things she wants to talk to people about, but she doesn't really, she feels like there's something she has to talk to them in private. She doesn't want to, let me ask you about your super personal thing in front of 8 other people. No. And she's currently trying to figure out how long she's been gone for. She has no idea. She just knows she's been gone.
Go ahead if you want and give me a survival roll with disadvantage.
Well, I have good survival, so it's going to make it a 13.
A 13. Wherever you were, it was disorienting. While trapped away in your suspense, a part of you remained conscious. And it almost felt as if multiple years had passed by. You've heard a couple voices here and there passing by where you were being held. Not really able to make out what they've said, but just the amount of times that you heard them pass, the variations in the pitch and tone of their voices, and just the amount of conversations that were held around you. It should have been, by your guess, 10 years. But looking around and looking at your companions, looking at the plant life that is scarce here, but still in certain places, you've only been gone a couple days.
Would Asha have enough knowledge to kind of maybe think that time had worked differently wherever she was? Or is it just kind of the sensation of, it felt like a lot of time has passed, but it's hard to tell if it's because I was frozen or if it was because...
What was your roll again?
13.
13? You're not really sure. It could be that time was moving faster wherever you were at, or it could just have been disorientation, as it was only just a small fragment of your mind that was awake during this suspension.
Okay. I think most of the ride she's just gonna keep an eye on Kylus and make sure that his situation doesn't start to deteriorate.
Go ahead and give me a medicine check.
Well, that's better. A dirty 20.
Dirty 20. He looks worse than he actually is. I mean, you've seen Kylus take some pretty brutal hits in the past, and be it from the lack of blood or just because of the physiology of his body, it always appears a little more worse than it actually is. That's not to say that he's not in pain and he's not like on the brink, but given that he's received a little bit of healing, and with the balm that Tokumi has put on him, it's going to be a rough night, but he will survive.
Yeah.
The main concern for him is going to be being able to get comfortable to get a full night's sleep, rather than not really bleeding out.
Like I said, she's just keeping an eye on, make sure he doesn't start going the other way. As long as he's remaining stable and in that kind of state, she's fine. But yeah, unless she's gonna wait until she has a bit more of a private area, especially since the two people she wants to talk to, the two that are actually driving the damn cart right now. So.
Okay. Realm, you doing anything?
I mean, unless I'm hearing some music somewhere and I can have a little, bard fight with someone, no, we're probably going to bed.
You just resting up in the back of the cart?
Yeah.
All
I
right.
think at this point, he's tired. We used a lot of our gas last fight. We're running low on resources. I think a nap is probably not the best thing for him right now.
All right. And what about Max?
Max is driving the cart.
Like he do.
Like you do.
Like you do. I think he and Sylvia probably had like whatever conversation they were going to. So now it's just he's driving the cart and Sylvia's working on a key.
Okay. It takes a little bit of time to get back into town. By the time you pull up to the gates of Valanche, night has set upon the land, probably for about an hour. You can see torchlight along the walls of the sentry battlements, as you can see a couple people walking along the perimeter of the wall. The 2 guards stationed on the outside, and then you can just see various candles on the inside of the homes where people are winding down for the night. As you pull into Valanche, one of the interior guards begins to help you take the horses and your cart over to the stables, helps get everything situated so all of you can disperse and de-stress yourselves. As everything is unloaded, you are free to do what you need to do.
I think because of Kylas needing decent rest, I think he is gonna. He's kind of in an awkward place right now, so he's just gonna kind of put his hand on Asha's shoulder and kind of give like a little weak smile and just say, "I'm gonna go to bed," and just start walking towards the direction of his house.
Probably a good idea. Probably want to pile some pillows up too. It's not gonna be comfortable.
Pillows?
Please tell me you at least have a few pillows in your house. You should have more than one, Kylas. We've talked about this. You have the ones you sleep with, you have the ones you put up for decoration. But in this case, just use them all.
I have one for my bed and one on the couch.
Extra blankets. You're going to need extra padding on your bed tonight.
I have one on the bed and one on the couch. Oh, right, I do have a spare bedroom, so I suppose I have 3.
Well, there you go. Just take them all. Take them all. We'll eventually have to buy you more.
Just kind of nods like, sure.
Pretty sure that we've had this conversation about your apartment as well. Things randomly show up.
Super bare minimum bachelor pad. So he goes back to it.
Nothing wrong with it.
There's plenty wrong with it.
Wow.
Like, you need your pillows, you need your decoration pillows, you need the pillows no one's allowed to touch.
Oh, God. Not a girl, okay? God.
I just need my bed and my desk and my computer. I'm fine.
That being said, I don't have all those pillows personally. But
There's a middle ground between yours and Cass's like bed situation.
the giant teddy bear stuffy, you have all of it.
I mean, he's got his side table with all of his like his box full of like the gemstones and different kind of like very unique looking rocks that he's collected because that's like his hobby. But you know, his little glowy rock he keeps on him that he acquired at the festival. So yeah, he goes home and he does none of the things that she asked him to do and just plops on the bed.
Okay.
Just
As was
plops.
expected.
He'll take his armor off though, because he's in pain. He's just like, just plop. He's just basically in like the tunic and pants, and that's it. He just plops.
I didn't hear tunic at first.
You know what? Fine, no tunic, just pants. Plop.
No, I heard too naked. It was too... That's what pants part confused me.
Like, what's the point of the pants then?
We come to find out he's a never nude.
Wait, you need clothes under your armor?
You kind of do when there's chainmail and metal and shit. You kind of need the padding.
Yep.
Well, I know.
It's like, I keep that
What's armor? I
historically
don't-
accurate.
What's armor?
What's armor? Says the barbarian.
Leather.
So as
But yeah, he just passes out.
Kylus excuses himself from the group, is everyone else doing the same? Just crashing in bed, or is there anything you want? Any nighttime activities you want to get up to beforehand?
I guess a question for the group. I guess Max would pose this. Does anybody here wear light armor at all?
I mean, I have a change.
Everyone looking at their character
Man.
sheets real quick.
No,
I do have a chain shirt. I do have a chain shirt armor.
I don't
I'm
need
mostly
it.
talking to the bard and the keymaster over here.
The
I got
key.
the chain shirt armor.
I thought you said P Master. I'm like, what the hell's the P Master?
We're just having all kinds of fun,
It
aren't
depends
we?
on how much coffee you have. I am proficient in light and medium armor, so I can wear light armor.
I do wear light armor as well. Yes.
So if I suddenly found myself with a +1 leather armor that I'm not going to use anymore, would that be something that either of the two of you would be interested in?
I already have a chain shirt armor +1, unfortunately.
Yeah, I've got +1 scale.
Fine.
I appreciate
that.
the thought, though.
I don't know. Maybe I'll just take it to get disenchanted into residuum or something. That's this edition, right?
Sure.
But outside of that, Max is, if this is a good time, Max is looking to have a conversation with Asha.
Well, that's perfect, because she probably would have pulled you aside from it and be like, can you help me carry this box that's awfully shiny, and I don't want to leave it in the car to feel like it would attract unsavory sorts.
Oh,
Wrong
yes,
thesis.
of course.
I don't know where we stopped the car at, but in my head, we're kind of near where, the food market is, and like that center of town-ish area.
The stables aren't too far. The stables aren't too far off from like the center of the town / market area.
Are we
I feel
gonna?
like Max's house is the closest to that, if I know. So I suggest we just take it to his house temporarily, because it's there and it's probably
He doesn't have the house anymore.
I don't have
He
a house.
doesn't.
He
All right.
he gave it to Boris.
I forgot. It's been a while.
It's been a while.
All right.
Where
Well, I
does
guess
he
he has
sleep now?
I just stay at the inn.
at Boris's.
He's at the racket. No, he stays.
Basically.
He stays at the Rack Attack.
Okay.
Yeah.
Well, then she'll make you carry it all the way to her house.
Okay.
Kind of while they're walking, she'll. How long was I gone for? I have my ideas of what it is, but everything's been a little off.
It certainly felt a lot longer than it actually was. In truth, you were only gone a few days.
Definitely felt a lot longer than that. From the looks of everyone, I'd say you guys felt that as well.
I realized that I am not necessarily cut out to be the moral center of this group, like you seem to be.
I don't try to be, but sometimes it's a role people fall into.
Yeah, you fit it very well.
With a large group of people, it's hard to keep everyone moving in the same direction sometimes. Everyone has their different wants and needs, and they can conflict.
Yeah.
Doesn't make
Normally we
anyone
would
wrong.
have. Oh no. I know normally we would have had Kailis, but he was not all here when you were not.
He probably slipped back into some old habits after his ordeal. But he probably blamed himself even for my disappearance, because he has a tendency to take on the blame for everything. He believes it's his bad luck.
I didn't know how to help him. I didn't know a lot of things. The only thing I did know is that we needed to find you.
I do appreciate you guys getting me out of there. Unfortunately, I think it's going to come with some consequences. But I believe we can
What
face
else is
whatever's
new?
coming our way.
It's good to have you back.
Glad to be here. It's a little weird being suspended. It's like you're there, but you're not, and parts of you are working and parts of you aren't. It felt like years, though. Can't imagine what actual years would have felt like that.
It does sound terrible. But
It's Cliff Gaming, Thievery That Raid.
At the very least, it is over now. And I am glad we got you home. And I'm pretty sure that whatever does happen, we will be able to face together.
I think you guys would have been able to face it even if I wasn't brought back. It would have been dark, it would have been hard, but if you kept moving, you would have found the light at the end. But I'm glad that I'm back.
You are more optimistic than I am. But it is also something this group needs.
Optimism is always easy to keep, but it's something that you reach a point where any other option is just worse, because that means you've been through a lot of trials for nothing. I'd rather believe that each one was meant for something, and each one has led us a step closer to who we're meant to be. That being said, I've noticed lately there's a lot more anger with you than when we first met. And
Mm.
we've had a lot of shitty things happen, so it's understandable. I just hope that you don't let it become who you are. The Max that we originally met was very carefree and happy. I hope to see pieces of him still, even as you evolve.
I'm certainly trying.
Anger can be...
It's hard. It's hard sometimes.
It is.
With all that we've been through.
Yeah, you have every right to be angry, and anger can be a useful tool. Just don't let it consume you.
I will do my best, Lady Asha.
And if something does happen again, you don't have to be the moral center of the group. Even if you just let the group find its way for a while, it will eventually find its new anchor.
Yeah, I just couldn't risk that being the bard, you know?
I mean, that's fair. Depends on the bard, but I've seen a couple things with our bard that is concerning.
Loud snoring noises coming from the cart.
Oh wait, we left him in the cart sleeping?
Oh
no.
Sneezes in his sleep.
Ears starting to burn.
Someone had to step up. You know, with everything that was going on between Sylvia and Kylus in general.
Not all that responsibility has to fall to you. You can share it. I know Kylus has asked you to make him a few promises over this journey. You don't have to be... If those promises are too much of a burden, you don't have to take them on.
There's just the one I'm worried about. And it is one that I don't, as we get further along and as he seems to lose more of himself, it's one that I don't know that I can keep. Because eventually, whatever is taking him from us is going to be stronger than I am. And I know that. And it hurts so much to not being able to keep that promise.
Well, that just means you have to train harder. And rely on the group. We're stronger together.
Do what I can.
A little bit of optimism goes a long way. Maybe you won't ever have to keep that promise.
That would be the ideal. We will have to put an end to his suffering one way or the other. Hopefully the other.
Yeah, he also has Verona looking out for him. I think she'll lead us to the path that he needs. The better one.
That's between you two and your god. And I'm glad that you are able to find comfort in such things.
It didn't always, but I do now. So I understand the skepticism. I think I'm going to go check on Sylvia, since it's actually only have been a couple days. She went through a lot recently, too. Kylus, I'll kind of kick his ass in the morning. Though I doubt Sylvia let me watch there alone in the morning.
You'll need it.
I might not be able to physically best him, but I can give him a good tongue lashing. Needs to quit taking on the burdens of everyone else. Not everything bad that happens in this world is his fault.
That's fair. That can be difficult, though.
It's a hard habit to break. Have a good night, Max.
You as well, Lady Asha. I will see you in the morning.
See you in the morning. I'm going to assume Sylvia came home and head up to knock on her door.
As Max leaves, can you give me a percentile roll?
Oh God, these never go well for us.
And Max gets struck by lightning on his way back to the ramshackle tackle box.
77.
Okay. So, Sylvia, did you make your way home?
So Sylvia's home was spare room at Asha's home. And as soon as we arrived back in the city, she did head off that way. But once she gets there and sees the building, I think she just like stops in her tracks, because that's where the trauma with a capital T happened. So she doesn't go in. It's too much. She just finds like a nearby bench and just sits there because she doesn't have anywhere else to go.
Which trauma?
The Groundhog Day trauma.
That was at
Kyle's.
Kylus's place.
Yeah, it was Kyle's
Mhm.
place.
I thought it was at Asha's.
You followed me back
place.
home.
What's it?
Yeah.
Yeah.
It was at Kyle's.
And then after all that happened, she brought you back to her place to talk to you.
I am
Yeah.
remembering things very differently.
I just recently rewatched it because I didn't have all my notes, so I just recently rewatched it. It's the only way I can say that with confidence.
Well, in that case, then same deal. She would have gone to where she was staying, which would have been Kylus's, and then stopped kind of in front of the building. Nope, not going here. And then she would have made her way over then to Asha's place, unless Asha's place was on the grounds of a church, in which she would not go.
Nope, it's not.
Okay. So yes, that's where she would be. At your house.
So I think like once Max leaves and you go to the room where Sylvia has been staying, you reach up to knock on it and you hear the door open up behind you as Sylvia walks into your house.
Sylvia, I was about to see if you were here.
Can I stay at your house?
Always. I consider this room yours.
Thank you.
Are you okay? I don't know if "K" is the right word to use actually here, but...
I'm alive.
That's fair.
I'm glad you're back, though.
Me too. Yeah, there's been something I've wanted to tell you for a long time, but I've held back as I didn't want to push. But the entire time I was trapped, it was a regret weighing on me. I'm glad we met that day.
So
I
am
know
I.
it's horrible to say because the events leading up to why we met were awful. And in a heartbeat, I would take them away, even if it meant that we would have never known you. But there's a piece of me that is glad that I do know you.
I'm glad we met that day as well. I can't really imagine a scenario where the events that led up to it are different than what they are. So, regardless of whether they were bad or good, and they were not good, I'm still glad that we met the way we did.
Yeah. The way I see it, if those events didn't happen, you would have been another face in the crowd, even if we were in the same place, same time.
We may have
But
crossed paths many times and never known it.
and while I wish that could have been the life for you, as it would have been much better, but there's a piece of me that I feel awful about that is just happy you're here. So if you need anything, please let me know.
I will. I think there will be things that I need, but I don't know what they are yet. And when I do know, I'll come to you.
You look like you could use a good night's sleep. You guys went through a lot the last few days. You especially.
We did. How's Kylus doing? I saw you checking on him in the cart.
He looks worse than he is. Physically.
Doesn't he always?
Yes. Mentally, however, he's probably taking the blame for all of this. He likes to do that.
Doesn't he always?
I keep telling him there's no such thing as bad luck. He cannot be responsible for every bad thing that happens to everyone, but here we are.
I think I need to have a conversation with him. I said some things that maybe I shouldn't have. When we found out you disappeared, I may have blamed him for it.
Still progress, though. A year ago, you would have never thought to blame anyone for anything. At least not out loud.
I suppose so, but I don't know if I would call lashing out at the people that care about you progress.
It's a step in the process. Emotions are hard, and you're
Don't
used
like
to
this
drawing them out.
process.
It takes a big person to be able to admit that they need to apologize for something, though. A lot of people would go about their day and just never want to go back and admit they were wrong.
It's hard.
It is.
I don't like it.
No one ever does. The words burn a little when they come out the first time. But maybe we can head there together and have that conversation.
I think I need to talk to Max first. Not tonight, but just before I talk to Kylus. Do you know where he's staying? Maybe I can see him in the morning.
I think he said he was heading back to the inn.
Yeah, I think I remember where that is.
And there's probably, when you talk about talking to Max, there's probably a small sense of moment of a smile that pops onto Asha's face, because she's just happy that you're making friends. Oh, she has friends.
Hey, we're good buddies now. We both had a breakdown in the street earlier.
Trauma bonding, still bonding.
I think I might call it a night. Are you sure you're okay? You're not like, I don't know. I don't know where you were. Where were you? What happened?
Not entirely sure either. I was not awake, but awake at the same time. I could hear conversations, but not the words. Felt like years had gone by. Apparently it was not years. Max has told me it's only been a few days. So...
It has, but it was a very long few days. But if you need anything, just wake me up. I'm always happy to help you, Asha.
I appreciate that. Looks like you need me sleep more, though. I think I'm just going to probably hang around here for a little while. I'm not quite ready for sleep.
Okay. I'll see you in the morning then.
See you in the morning.
We'll head off to her room.
Okay.
Asha's probably going to do the thing. When you should go in bed, but you won't go to bed until your body finally goes, you have to sleep now.
Me every night.
Yeah,
Yep.
She's going to wait for that point before she goes to bed, because the idea of sleeping right now puts her a little bit on edge.
The 3 a.m. YouTube doom scrolling. Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. Until the eyes are forced shut.
Yep. Okay. Toki.
Yes, sir.
Are you doing anything in particular this night, or are you crashing in bed?
She's going for a run.
Okay.
Around city. And then she's probably going to after a good run, she's to prepare ingredients so she can make a inspiring breakfast in the morning.
A what?
So one of the
You
foods
cut out.
I can make.
Inspired
Breakfast.
The inspired breakfast. Gotcha. Alrighty. When you do lay down for the night, can you give me an insight check?
Okay. Let's see. Take a die that doesn't hate me. Am I saying they all hate? Actually, no. That's Kraken. So there's no hate there.
A Kraken.
So
Very nice.
yeah. So that's gonna be insight. Officially 26.
Realm, you've also crashed, right?
Oh yeah, I don't think I even made it out of the cart, bro.
Can you give me an insight check as well?
Sure. Is this a charm effect or something I'm
No.
checking against?
No,
or-
this is not a charm effect.
Just a basic
this
insight
is-
check here.
Nope, this is just solely based on your heritage.
Okay. So basic insight check will get you some insight. I have the sheet open. I haven't played D&D in a while. Brain is like, where's my insight?
Fair.
Insight. There we go. +3. That's a 16.
Okay. So both of you will experience this. So into the long hours of your sleep, you find yourselves on an open field. Valanche should be here. hell, any sort of key point of navigation should be anywhere to be around you to tell where you're at, but everything is just completely flat land.
Oh.
The two of you can see one another, standing about 5 feet apart from like your shoulders. Off in the sky, your eyes are locked onto the sun, burning bright and hot, yet you experience no pain looking at it. A bit of confusion washes over you as to why exactly the two of you are on this plane, and why you have decided to stare at a very brighter than normal sun. And then you begin to feel it. Tokimi, your celestial blood begins to burn inside you. A bit of a rush of energy, of anxiety, of just complex and mixed emotions. Rom, the same thing with you. Your infernal blood beginning to boil. But not in anxiety or anything like that, but in excitement for what is happening. It's at that moment that a burst of energy rushes across the field, striking both of you. As it does, Toki, your wings are forcefully unfurled, your halo burning bright. Realm, your wings outstretched, proud, a bit of flame flicking off of your flesh, almost as if you were standing back home in the hells themselves. And you begin to see the sun cleave in two and begin to slowly split apart. Until you are now looking at twin suns. One, a bright, beautiful, welcoming light, much like the sun you are used to. And then one that is of a calmer bluish color. You don't know what this means, but you have the feeling it has something to do with your blood. And as you gasp, both of you sitting up in a startle, the rest of you begin to be awoken as well, as a commotion has happened out on the streets. Panic. Confusion. People yelling to one another. People almost crying out in fear.
I mean, Kylus immediately grabs his sword and shield and goes outside to take a look.
What are the rest of you?
Tokimi's gonna fling open her. I'm guessing she has a window in her room.
Yeah, she's got a window somewhere in her apartment she could fling open and look down onto the streets.
Yeah, she's gonna look out and see what's going on.
I think Sylvia would be up fairly quickly as well. Initially thinking it was Asha needing something, and then realizing that there's nonsense going on outside, she would go take a look.
Asha probably literally had the same reaction. We probably met in the hallway, looked at each other, was that you? No? Okay.
Yep.
Let's go outside.
What about Max?
is everything like normal now, or is everything still fucking weird and shit?
Well, you're hearing a bunch of commotion outside, a bunch of panic in the
Oh,
streets.
okay. He's gonna throw on some pants and draw his swords.
Okay.
Sounds like it's time for a fight.
Is everyone, Rom, I take it sitting up from the cart.
I was about to say, yeah, no, definitely. That whole like state, you know, of I don't want to say empowerment, but that state of like everything being like dragged out forcefully from my blood and everything, is that still ongoing, or was that just in my dream?
That was just in the dream.
Okay, perfect. So yeah, no, we'll wake up to the commotion and definitely look around. Probably a half groggy from that dream, you know, just a little confused. Cambion teeth maybe bared a little bit here as we kind of wake up. I don't want to say in cold sweats, but you know, not too happy with the quality of the sleep we just had. And yeah, we'll look around as well, see what the hell's going on. Why are people freaking out?
As all of you make your way out to the streets or look from your windows, you see multiple people gathered together in hushed, whispered tones. Fearful looks on their faces. They're looking up to the sky. And as your eyes sort of slowly drift up to where their gaze is at, you see two suns now in the sky. One, a very resplendent golden yellow. The other, a calm, almost unfeeling blue. As they slowly begin to come together and they form back into one.
Question.
Yes.
How did the sky look? Like, was it like red? Was it bright? Was it dark like a night sky? What did the sky look like?
That is a very good question. The sky itself did not look like the sky in general. For those of you with keen enough vision, almost could swear you can see buildings. Grand marble structures. Faint outlines of beings. But just briefly does like your eye catch it before like you're like focusing back in and it's no longer there. Almost as if there's a tear between the realities. But slowly the suns begin to form. Toki, on that natural 20, you've heard about this happening once or twice before with celestials of great power, of gods. When there is a sort of emotional impasse between them that causes conflict, threatens to bring war, the god will split into two new beings. What you just witnessed was the separation of soul.
That can't be good.
And only you know this.
Does she feel this is something that is detrimental to the plane of existence currently?
It's not detrimental to the plane. It's just now where one god was, there is now two. Though something creeps into your mind. You don't know why. But those answers that Sylvia gave that strange marionette-like creature just seem to ring in your head. And the warning that she gave that the answers may bring consequences. And with that, we are going to go ahead and take our break.
Nice.
So
I have one more question.
yes,
I probably already know the answer, but did the city look familiar at all? Like a place that has been seen before?
not by your
Good
eyes.
question.
Yep,
Mine?
that's fair. Okay.
All right, so we're going to go ahead and take a quick break here so we can get up, freshen our drinks and all that fun stuff, and we will be right back.
It's only been Now I gotta look it
And we're back.
As we both rush to our YouTube channel. Hi.
up. Yeah.
What are you rushing to your
What?
the YouTube
No.
channel for?
We're talking about potential interviews and stuff we want to discuss when we bring back Behold Lore after the first of the year.
Ah,
We're talking about how we have so many, like, even new people since then that we're just like, who hasn't been on our show yet since the last time we've done it? And we're like, shit, have we actually done these people? Hold up. So we're just confirming. But a lot of time has passed that it's like, we should just dedicate to like the whole show to an interview instead of our usual split because we have so much to cover. So yeah, again, we'll talk about that later. But yeah, we're just discussing for future plans when we bring the show back.
alrighty. Ow. He just poked me in the back. Probably a cat whisker or something.
Oh God, yeah, our last one was Destiny Forge Season 3 wrap up.
Is that the last one?
That was the last Behold Lore we did.
Damn.
That was the last Behold Lore.
I don't
Been a
even
while.
think we did full blown character dive into it either. I think we asked each other questions, but
Yep.
yeah, it was.
Yeah, it was
And
the
the
group
one-
wrap up.
Yep. And before that was us discussing our rules and what our plans were when using the 2024 rules. So 2024.
Well, I'm looking forward to getting back into that
Yeah.
because
Yep.
Same.
we've even got we've got the Star Wars game to talk about because I don't think we've talked about the Star Wars game. We've got the Daggerheart game, D6, all that fun stuff. So
Yeah. I'm not gonna lie though, I'm kind of glad it had that year and a half break by the time we start this back up again, because I feel like now we've accumulated a lot more stuff, not just interviews but actual topics as well. Not saying that we exhausted any, but now we have like a lot more we can plan
Yeah,
for
and
that
well,
kind of
I mean,
built up.
that was one of the things with that show, right? Is its scheduling was intended to be a lot looser than all our other shows, where
Yeah.
it could kind of stop for extended periods of time, and then we pick it up just whenever we want to.
Yeah. So I feel like after the first of the year will be a great time for us to get back into it. So yeah, we're just thinking ahead.
well, getting back into the game.
Do I recognize the city in the sky, Rojan?
You do not.
Perfect.
It's quite the opposite of what it, like, though it does look quite the opposite of where you call home. A lot less fire, a lot less burning bodies.
So Tokumi, this is like she wakes up and this is happening.
Yeah, like you like pretty much sit up out of bed out of this dream. You hear the commotion going on the outside. Throw open the windows. You see whatever, like, people down in the street, and you see them looking in the sky. You see the twin suns and them slowly coming back together.
Gotcha. Remind me again who the church in town is for. There is a church, but is it dedicated to a specific deity? Or is it like, one of those multi-denominational things?
The only one that's here right now is for Herona. Because
okay, yeah, that's what I mean. Like, what next to the church of
yeah,
Rome.
because
Okay.
that's who what's his face? That's who Milas was a priest of before he was chosen to be the speaker.
She's gonna get dressed and she's gonna knock on Raum's door.
So you walk down in the street and you see Rom's already there. He's kind of just like walking out of the stables.
Can I talk to you for a second?
He looks at you, cocks his head, and is clearly listening.
Not here. And I'm guessing we're staying at Ramshackle, correct?
No, Ramshackle isn't here.
Oh no, sorry, Ramshackle. I was go with the stupid.
You're not at the rack attack. You're like outside the stables because Ram just slept in the back of the cart the entire night.
Oh. All right, let's go to the bar. Too many people around.
At the mention of the bar, I mean, he does nod, obviously. He's never been one to turn down a drink.
God. I find a corner table and I'll go. Did you see the thing with the sun earlier?
He kind of blinks at you a few times. It was rather obvious, although ominous, yes.
This is gonna sound weird, but did you have a strange dream last night?
Azrin, can you speak up just a little bit? You're coming in very low.
Sorry. Did you have a strange dream last night?
Oh, you saw it too. It was strange, true.
What did you see?
Well, to start, I saw you.
What else?
He points up at, he points up as in indicating the sky with one finger and then just raises a second one.
Did you see anything else?
He kind of grins ever so slowly and just stretches out, his cambion wings for a sec before folding them back behind his back with a snap. I saw yours too.
Yeah, well. There's something weird going on. And I don't know if it's something that's going to affect us or our plane. But something is, well, not is, something has happened to Soul.
He kind of blinks a few times. Soul.
Sun God, snake guy, big head, like really big head.
Sol, you mean S-O-L. Got you.
Soul. I mean, it depends on,
Well, S-O-U-L versus S-O-L for me is a bit of a difference being a devil and all that, but I understand that this is no here nor there. Let's focus on the task at hand. You think something happened to the god of the sun?
I think it has something to do with what happened with Sylvia.
He blinks a few more times. I fail to see how one mortal hangs the life of the sun god in the balance.
Not her mortality. Consequences to actions.
And any idea, pray tell, which one of those actions makes you think?
I don't know, just something feels off in my blood. It's on fire. Like, I have a very hard tolerating your existence currently.
Now that, I feel as if my blood was replaced with molten steel.
Not something I'm trained or have the inclination of acting on without cause. Just something happened that affects or affected the celestial plane, and in turn it's affecting me. Let's just say I'm a little bit more in tune with myself than I normally am, and I'm adjusting.
Well then. If
And
that is
since I-
something to... Oh, go ahead.
Since I saw you in my dream, and you saw me in yours, wondering if the same thing happened to you.
So, you know, his smile gets a little wider here as you see, you know, the Cambion canines poking out from under his lips. And he answers a little bit ambiguously, something along the lines of, you know, I say that. Sorry, this is brain.exe trying to rhyme it, but honestly, it doesn't really matter all that much. But yeah, he definitely answers something along the lines of, you know, well, if in your dreams your blood was boiling, mayhaps like in your dream, it could be fixed with a little bit of jousting. And he grins a little bit, you know, wider here. You can see that, you know, those nails on his fingers, the sharp nails, the Cambion nails, just kind of elongate just a smidge here. The horns might grow a little bit, the wings might, you know, kind of twitch a little bit. The tail's definitely like whipping like an angry cat's, you know?
You don't want to push me there today, Ron.
Okay.
I just needed to know, since we're the only two, as far as I know, extraplanar beings in some part, if you are affected in the same way, because it might affect the party. My decision making might be complicated.
He kind of raises his eyebrow here. And then shrugs. And he just kind of looks at you and for 1 second kind of drops the rhyming and everything and says quite clearly, I came to the mortal plane to experience all it had to offer. Yeah, this was definitely new. I can't tell you how I'll react in the future. Ah, fuck, I'm rhyming anyway. God damn it, brain. When I'm like, I'm not gonna rhyme, it starts rhyming. And he kind of looks around, and since we're at a tavern, he's just gonna order an extra round of drinks and, you know, plop one in front of Tokemi.
It's at that point in time that you notice that there's nobody in the tavern but you two. Not even Brick and Brack are there.
Then I'll just get behind the bar and grab a drink from behind the bar and just bring it back to Tokemi regardless.
We're gonna pay for these.
Yep. Hmm?
We're gonna pay for these.
He kind of shrugs and looks around and says, nobody seems to be here to notice the transgression, but if you absolutely need to, he grabs, you know, whatever the cost of two standard beers would be from his pouch and just plops them on the counter. Here, consider it my good deed for the day.
I just wanted to warn you in case something happens. I
And
might
what
not
would you...
be. in control of my faculties. If the feeling I felt earlier overcomes.
And if it does, what would you like me to do?
Well, considering we're in this party and we have inclination to be at odds, if I'm overtaken by my blood to do what my seniors would normally do, I would hope you would at least avoid me until I could come.
Avoid you? Huh. A little bit on the boring side, but I guess that'll do, he shrugs.
I never felt my blood fire. It wasn't boiling. I didn't feel my humanity at all anymore. All I felt was the celestial, and it was screaming. So this was just courtesy.
He kind of nods. He doesn't seem too what's the word? Bothered or excited by the prospect either way. The idea of quote unquote, having a fight earlier or whatever it ended up being seemed to be much more appealing to him then. Now that you've kind of clearly expressed your ideas, you can see he's kind of deflated a little bit. Tail's not swishing anymore. Wings are rolled back into his back. He almost seems a little bit aloof, like he's not really interested in the conversation anymore. Like it's kind of over for him. Not because he doesn't give a shit, but more because like at this point you've kind of made your point clear, like just stay away from me if I do this, and he's just like, all right, well, I mean, you said your piece.
Mm-hmm. You might also be careful around any priests of soul. I don't know whatever happened to him might affect his clergy as well. And I don't know if that's going to be a good thing or a bad thing.
Yeah. Rom kind of shrugs. I appreciate the warning. I won't go looking for trouble. Though, let's be real, it's me. I'm not exactly subtle.
Yeah, it seems to follow you wherever you go, and considering the propensity for Saul to do what he wishes when he wishes, he's already put a target on the Feywild. If he has the inclination to do that with any of the other planes, presuming he wouldn't look too kindly, considering.
Well, I guess that just makes him racist. He starts laughing. I've cut ties with Avernus a long time ago. If anything, they're chasing me just as much as those above would, should they give it a go. That being said, honestly, I live on borrowed time either way. So who cares? Be it the target a demon, a devil, an angel, or a fae. At the end of the day, I'm still alive, and until that changes, well, live every day like it's the last, aye.
No.
As you can easily get from that message that this guy's a little bit of a hedonist, and it's more about, not living in shackles in Avernus anymore for him than anything else, really.
here's to hoping that nothing too ominous comes of what happened there.
And as
She'll raise her glass to you.
Yeah, he'll
the two of you
raise back and toast back.
clank your glasses, what are the reaction of those of you still out on the street seeing this thing? Yes, Max.
I immediately walk up to Verventrix's shop and kick in the door.
Oh God! What'd you do this time? That poor door.
And as you kick the door in, it, like, you hear somewhere like deeper into the shop, he's like, "Ah, Maximilian, is that you, dear boy?"
What did you do? What did you do this time?
I'm sorry, dear boy. You're gonna have to emphasize on that. What did I do? With what?
There were 2 sons.
Two
What
sons.
did you do?
Oh, was that the commotion that was out on the street? I'm sorry, dear boy. As he comes up and you can see that he's just like covered in just like grease, like he's been working on some sort of machinery. As he lifts the goggles off of his face, you see like the clean indentation. He's like, honest to God's truth, I've had no hand in splitting the suns. Though I did have a theory about how that can technically be possible, but the Academy shut me down before I could even put it in writing.
Good. Correct. Don't write that down. Forget it ever happened. All right. Thank you for your time. Sleeves.
He just puts the goggles back down and goes back down into his workshop. What of the 2 religious types and Sylvia?
I really hate to ask when everyone else did, but did Asha actually recognize the skyline? The city, yeah. The city that appeared?
You did not.
Okay. That makes that easier. Okay. I think Asha would immediately go into work mode and start working to bring some order back to the city, seeing how everyone is freaking the fuck out right now.
Okay, how is she going about doing that?
Those she can convince, she'll probably convince to head to whatever the usual town gathering spots are, where Milas addresses everyone. Those who seem to be searching for, that seem to be on the more religious side, she'll probably send to the church, but kind of like sending people to gathering spots so they can get information rather than just run about the city screaming.
Go ahead and give me a persuasion roll.
Okay. How about a natural 20 for a 21?
So you begin to like usher people away, like, you know, telling them to go to the standard meeting spots, or, you know, get off of the streets or anything, so you can just begin to calm emotions down. As you're doing that, you do see Boris, the very large Ursine sheriff of the town, doing the same thing. Havoc RPG, thank you for that raid. And he's like, oh, look, okay, yeah, the sun is split in 2, but it's back together now. Let's get off the street, go about your day, people. Mayor will probably have some sort of explanation sometime soon. And he kind of like looks over to you and just like nods, like, Mondays. And then like he leans and he's like, look, this ain't like an end of the world scenario, right? This is probably just something Verventrix was doing.
Here's to hoping.
You know what? I if anybody asks, I'm just gonna say that the weird mad scientist, you know, did something and it was just an optical illusion or some shit. Look, I'm in my first week on the job. I don't need an end of the world scenario going on right now.
Why do we keep blaming the elf for everything?
Because we can.
Someone's got a common cold. Verventrix did some shit.
And you know what? He deserves it. Out of character, he deserves it. Look, I don't know what happened. Let's hope that's what it was.
Look, just so I could sleep at night, I'm gonna blame him.
As long as people don't start rioting.
Yeah, I don't think there's
put the blame on one person, people riot. They go hand in hand.
Look, as long as we, spin it that it was just magical dust or something in the air that caused this to happen, and maybe it caused a bit of a group hallucination or something. Everything will be okay. Look, I'm probably gonna talk to Milos about this and have him spin that truth instead of what actually may have happened.
I'd probably mix in a few other spins just so you don't have everyone believing the same thing going after Verventrix.
True.
We don't know if it's his fault. But probably get like 2 or 3 stories circulating. Then it gives people something to talk about. They can focus on that instead of panicking.
Like I'll think of something up with Milos, and I just need to get people off the streets.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, they're technically loitering, and I don't want to arrest anyone for loitering after the sun's split in half.
I mean, we don't know if the sun's actually split. It just looked like they did.
Oh no, it came back together. I don't know what that means.
Again, just looked like it did.
Yeah, again, Verventrix was up to some weird science stuff, is what I'm going to say. He starts walking. I was like, all right, everyone, just back to business. Back to business. It's just a light show. Nothing to see here. World ain't ending.
That's a better story. A light show. I like that one.
So as you help him try to get everybody off of the street and at least trying to go back into some sort of normalcy, Sylvia and Kylus, what are the two of you doing?
Once Asha goes off to help everyone, as Asha does, I think Sylvia, just having already turned her back on religion and this being a quasi-religious event, she probably just sits down on the doorstep of the house and watches. And I mean, it is a spectacle and she is in awe of it, but at the same time, there are problems that are much bigger than her, and she doesn't need to get involved in that. So she just stays there on the doorstep until it becomes her problem.
And what of Kylus?
Well, lots of things going through his head right now. Seeing that there's no immediate danger, kind of lowers his stance. He's shirtless and barefoot right now, just out there with his sword and shield. Very confused. Knowing him, he'd probably immediately think maybe it is something that could be religious or God related, but he's too tired to kind of want to think on it at the moment. Plus the last 2 times he's prayed, he had an unwelcome visitor, and he just does not want to tempt that shit right now. So he's gonna kind of go ahead and kind of like touch his ear for a moment and just be like, Asha, are you there? Just kind of wait. He goes, I don't think it works like that. Okay, I'll ask her in the morning. Just He doesn't know how sending works. And probably just go back into his house, put his sword and shield back up against his side table, and just because he still has not gotten a full night's sleep, so he's just like, ugh, just passes right back out. And then he'll just do one last thing before he passes out. He'll do the ear thing again. He's like, Asha, if you can hear me, if there's danger, call me. Just pass out.
Well, this is in the morning. It's not at night.
Oh, this is the morning?
This is the morning. Yeah, that's why you were able to see the sun.
You know what? I still stand by it. He still passes the fuck out.
Okay.
He'll just be groggy at this point, though. He'll just be like, I just want a couple more hours. I feel like I deserve a couple more hours before I'm up for the day. Because he's an early bird normally. He's usually the whole, like, come up with the sun, get his chores done, blah, blah, blah. He's like, today I deserve a couple hours. So, yeah. So I think just to kind of help with expediency, once he does actually wake up, I think he'll want to investigate. I know with the newer people, has there been any religious groups, doesn't matter who they follow, that have like come in to the church at some point yet?
The clerics that were supposed to head into Valanche refused to take Piper's portal and decided to hoof it.
Walk.
Though,
Got
given the time that you've been in Valanche, they should be arriving in the next day or two. But at the moment, the only religious bodies here are you and Asha.
Okay. In that case, he's gonna kind of do his default thing where if he doesn't have answers, he's gonna go ahead and probably try to find maybe a library or something to kind of help see if there's a history of this, because he has no idea what happened. And he's very perplexed by it. He's like, well, it affected the damn sun. This is probably a big deal. I don't know what it is, but it's a big deal. So he's going to try to research the best he can.
And by the time you wake up, you do see that small like declarations have been posted on like lampposts detailing the events earlier in the day. And in detail, it blames Verventrix that there was some sort of malfunction in a magical experiment that he was trying to do, and it caused a mass hallucination on the city. As everyone can see, the sun is perfectly fine, still up in the sky. Nothing's wrong. There's no celestial bodies exploding or falling anywhere. So the mayor and the local town sheriff deemed that the case is closed, and this was just an all unfortunate side effect of a magical experiment gone haywire. Surprisingly enough, everybody buys it.
Yeah. Okay.
I mean, nobody goes after Verventrix, but,
right.
But everyone's like, oh, Verventrix did something and weird stuff happened. Yeah, that makes sense.
She's probably looking at one of these posts, just shaking her head.
Yeah. I did a roll just in case. He actually has intelligence. And with my roll, he's like,
What'd you get?
This. I got an 18.
Yeah.
So it's just like,
You could tell it's bullshit.
No. Yeah, he was just like, well, I'm glad the city's feeling better, but this ain't right. So he's gonna try to do some research. But he's like weirdly focused. He, instead of like asking, not sure if anyone else would know, he's just kind of in paladin mode where he just kind of is like, well, I'm gonna research this. And it's kind of his own way of distracting himself because of the events that have happened the last like couple of days. So it's just kind of his way of distracting himself by staying focused on what may have happened.
There are two places you can technically go for research. One is a little
Okay.
more put together than the other.
Okay.
The more put together one is if you're going to go to Milus's manor and go through his personal library.
Okay.
Or even though the church has yet to be completely outfitted or unpacked, you do remember that there were boxes of transcripts and books and whatnot.
You know what? I think his instinct would be Milus because he was a religious figure. He did training. That he feels like he's like the safest bet first if he has any information, historical or otherwise. So yeah, he'll go see him.
To Milus?
Yeah.
Okay. And as you go to his manor, you notice that the door is like the front door is not completely shut. And you can hear multiple voices coming from the inside.
Kind of knocks. Because he's the mayor. He knows he's probably busy. Just knocks and he goes, hello?
And you kind of knock and the door
Milus?
just slowly swings open. And you could see down the foyer of the house, the door to Milus's office opened a little bit with a light coming out of it.
Does it sound like arguing at all or just chatter?
It doesn't sound like arguing, but it doesn't really sound like conventional chatter. As you hear Preventrix saying, "No, I do not believe what transpired today was a sign of the end times. By my calculations, we are far off from that. From everything that our scholars have said, time has only recently continued after the events of the continuance. We should not be approaching the end anytime, well, in our lifetimes." And then you hear sort of a disjointed voice as we lose Realm.
Yes. It's that time of night.
It's that time.
Well, he also is getting a lot of snow, so could be interference. So he'll come back in a moment, I'm sure.
And you hear one of the disjointed voices. "It is good that you appear to be of the same thought as we are, Professor. The Conclave has not seen any other evidence that would suggest we are at another state of continuance stopping or the end of days, as you call it. By our counts, 3 of our world dragons are still in slumber and many of the old ones are still unaccounted for."
Can you just kind of peek in and see who he's talking to?
Yeah. So go ahead and give me are you trying to remain hidden?
And I'm back. My apologies.
Yeah.
Go ahead and give me a stealth check. But since you are not doing this, since you're not trying to move, you're just sort of like listening in. Go ahead.
Yeah.
You don't have to give it to me with disadvantage.
Disadvantage. I was like, does it count because I'm just being still?
You're not necessarily moving.
Okay. Oh shit. Okay. 21.
21. You see,
I have decent stealth. I just am heavy armor.
like inside, you see Milus and Verventrix standing there, both of them like in a very very at attention stance, their hands behind their back, so and looking towards a mirror that has been like sprawled out across the back wall behind Milus's desk. And in the mirror you can't see all of them, but you do see 2 faces of 2 very regal, very important looking high elves.
Oh my. None that I recognize.
No.
Okay. I think. Yeah, no, he would knock on the door and just be like, excuse me,
And as you knock on the door,
Mayor.
and you say, "Excuse me," you see Verventrix like open a bag on his hip as the mirror shatters and the shards fly into the pouch. And they quickly turn and look at you.
Oh, he has one of my favorite things.
Oh, Kylus. I didn't hear you come in.
I'm sorry, I didn't mean to interrupt, but I couldn't help but overhear your conversation when I was trying to look for some answers, and I didn't believe the flyers outside and was seeking answers about the suns. I suppose if you're both here, you have some theories. I would very much like to help, as I feel like my knowledge and my skills could potentially help.
Go ahead and give me a persuasion roll.
Oh wait, I'm charismatic. This is fine. Persuasion. I'm not used to playing charismatic characters. Hey. Hey, okay. +7. Sweet. 24.
Verventrix sort of gives Milos a very concerned look, but Milos shakes it off. Father, we can trust him. He after all, he is one of the group that did save Avalanche. So this sort of ordeal isn't out of his wheelhouse. And Verventrix nods. I'm a bit of a late comer to the information. I was down in my laboratory when all of this transpired. Thankfully I was made aware of it by our good friend Max kicking in my door and blaming me for breaking the sun.
Sorry.
Oh no.
He's very passionate.
I mean, though, if you look at it, a high-end wizard and artificer as myself, the sun breaks, you probably would go questioning somebody who may have the power to do so. But no, this was not me, I'm afraid. And she's like, how much of the conversation were you privy to?
Well, only that it came in at the part about the world dragons and the old ones. Some still sleeping, some unaccounted for. I do apologize. I was trying not to sneak. More of just curiosity got the better of me when I saw you were, I'm assuming, consulting with others that may have this form of knowledge. But I promise that's all I heard. But now my interest is piqued even more about this could be bigger than we thought.
Oh,
You think this is world dragons, or it's an elder god or something that could be causing this?
My colleagues and I always investigate these sort of occurrences, and our first thought is always the waking of a world dragon or the resurrection of an old one. Both are never a good sign, as well, if you believe the old transcripts. Once all world dragons have awoken and the old ones once again walk the plane, life as we know it ends and a grand reset begins. Though,
When was the last time this happened?
oh, thousands of years ago, when our world itself was created, or the world as we know it, as when our peoples began to walk it.
All right.
But from our accounting, as you heard, we still assume that 3 of the world dragons are still asleep, and many of the old ones are unaccounted for. So we can only assume that they're still imprisoned or slumbering themselves.
So process of elimination, something of that much power, is either a mortal being that touched something he probably shouldn't, or gods, maybe?
My educated guess would be something on the latter side. A mortal being touching something that they weren't supposed to usually has more of a destructive and dramatic effect. Cities exploding,
It seemed pretty dramatic.
giant craters forming, you know, like a portion of the desert turning into glass after a large explosion was set off, and the sandstorm that was around us blown away, that sort of thing. Usually when mortal hands are
Very
involved,
destructive.
destruction it follows. As far as we can tell, the sun split and repaired itself, which then only makes us think of either celestial or infernal influence.
Oh, so this is more planar beings at play here. Why specifically those 2?
Best educated and hopeful guess. With planar beings, or beings of higher caliber than we are, we at least can have some sort of explanation as to why something has happened. Something outside of that wheelhouse, well then we may be looking at something a little more catastrophic. But then again, nothing catastrophic has happened. Aside from the sun splitting, nothing on our side of the plane seems to have changed.
So with that being said, you said nothing has happened, doesn't necessarily mean nothing has happened in our area on this continent, but
We have
if it...
The organization that I am a part of is a very large conclave of wizards. We are all over and scattered about the worlds. And when an event like this happens, we are quickly in discussions with one another as to what may have caused it. Our colleagues that have checked in have reported that there has been no grand destruction around them. Their cities and their continents remained untouched.
So this is an omen of some sorts, do you think, of something that is to come, something that's being built up right now? It's just a matter of time.
Something to come, or something that has already happened.
But if it hasn't affected this plane, maybe celestial or abyssal, maybe?
Maybe. I unfortunately am not of either influence, so I wouldn't be able to tell you, but if we had somebody with celestial or infernal blood that we can question, we may get to a little more in-depth information.
I see. Well, I suppose I can do some more investigating, and we got a note from you back before we had to go find Asha that you're prepping a trip for us. With that being said, first of all, don't know what that's all about. Second, could be an opportunity for us to investigate further.
Prepping a trip for you. Oh,
you said
right.
We're going out west.
To the west. Yes, I was getting a bit of a survival kit out ready for you, so you're able to survive the wastes. I can't even say many. Nobody has set foot in the west yet since the sandstorm has blown away. The only thing that we know of is a general report from your friend Rocky, who mentioned that there is a dead city over there.
Rocky. Of course.
Yes, the young Hargraven.
Yes. That's he told you that information.
Well, I paid him a visit at the Healer's Hall, checking in on the boy as you and your friends were out and about, and he seemed to be in better repair, and I asked him to indulge me about landmarks around here. And he did mention that the West had a dead city. Him and his people
Coastal city.
Yes, a coastal city. That's at one point in time before the sandstorms set in. It was a bustling port. But much like most places, the sandstorm tends to strip life away.
Indeed. I feel like I have a handful of things I need to do before we set on our journey. I appreciate the information. I know Asha has a way of communicating with us over large distances. I don't suppose there's anything that you could provide for one of us at least to exchange information while we are out on our journey in case something were to happen. Whether
Actually,
it's whatever this information is or new information.
he reaches
really.
into his bag and he pulls out like a very, probably about like a palm-sized smooth stone. Almost looks to be like just a very large skipping stone. And you can see that there are a couple like runes engraved into it. He hands it over to you. Think of it more as a two-way communicator. You can speak into it, and whoever has the twin of this stone will be able to receive and send messages to you.
Perfect. So do you keep one and we keep the other? Is that how it works, or should I give it to someone else?
No. Like anyone who holds this will be able to be in contact with me if need be.
Oh, perfect. And just without thinking, he's gonna go, "Hello, can you hear me?"
And you hear your voice coming from like the satchel on his hip. As he reaches in, he holds up the stone.
Oh, wow. That's very impressive.
And your voice just echoes.
Right. That's perfect.
And then like he holds his up to his mouth. He's like, "Yes, I am receiving you loud and clear." And his voice sort of resonates from your stone.
Oh, I need this for my collection. Oh, that's okay. This is great. Thank you. I appreciate it. We'll keep in touch this way then. I think for now I have a couple people I need to talk to before we set off on our journey. I feel like a group meeting is also in order. Thank you. Again, I appreciate all the information.
I will be sure to relay any further information I receive from the conclave about these happenings.
Likewise, if we find any information ourselves. I appreciate it once again.
But it's best, out on the street to just make it sound like it was just a haywire experiment by yours truly.
Are you okay with that kind of reputation? You get blamed for a lot of things.
Yes, but while I get blamed for a lot of things, it also gives me a bit of a presence of being sort of a mad scientist, and most people aren't going to want to steal from a mad scientist.
Yeah, that's very true. except Max, he might actually come in, and he has that like gives no fucks attitude. But aside from that, yeah, no, that makes sense.
Well,
Okay. Yeah, if anyone asks, I'll just nod.
speaking of Max, his foot now sort of acts like a key to my door. I have magically attuned the force of his kicks to be able to open that door at any point in time. So if you ever need to reach me, or if I am trapped inside or whatnot, a swift kick from that young man's boot will open the door post haste.
That's hilarious.
Just out of curiosity, if he changes his shoes, is that still affected, or it has to be a specific shoe he uses?
Oh no,
Or it's just him.
it's attuned to him.
Okay, perfect. Good to know.
The door will know who's kicking it.
I'm so sorry. But that's also very good security. So, thank you. I'll let him know. I'm sure he'll be very happy to know that you took his
by the way,
kicking into consideration.
While I have you. There's nobody amongst you of the undead persuasion, correct?
No.
Perfect.
Why?
Notes and possible creations for you and your friends in the future. I don't want to, accidentally whisk one of your souls away from an undead shell. Accidentally.
No, I think we're okay. I think we're good.
Wonderful.
Okay.
Well, if you'll excuse me, and he opens up that pouch, and he sort of just like motions like this, and the glass shards fly out and plaster themselves along the wall again, as you begin to see along the silvered border, runes begin to like change in tune as multiple images of like high elves in different garb and in different locations sort of pop up on the mirror panel itself.
Cool. Being a servant of religion, he very respectfully bows to just the room in general and will take his leave. And I think he's just gonna start trying to find all of his companions one by one, as he doesn't know where they are. So he's gonna just start with the tavern and work his way there.
Okay. I think I covered everyone, right? Okay.
Oh, what was that you cut out for me?
I said, I think
sorry.
I covered everyone. So it takes you probably about an hour to round everybody up. But sooner or later, your entire group is together.
I think while he's rounding everyone up, he'll ask Asha, he's the only one aside from himself that has like an actual house, and ask her permission to like use her place for privacy while they have their meeting.
Of course. I also took the chest that we were given from the back of the cart and put it in my house temporarily. I didn't feel comfortable leaving it in the cart.
Yeah, I wouldn't. Yeah. Perfect. Thank you. I appreciate it. I'm sorry to intrude upon your personal corners like this.
Such an intrusion.
It is. It's your place of privacy. Just saying.
It's not like you guys are in my bedroom going through my underwear drawer.
He did not go through her underwear. I know what you were doing. No.
Me what? No.
But he just goes like, what? Never mind. Yes. And kind of just waits for everyone to show up, which I imagine.
Yeah, like I said, it takes you about an hour to round everybody up.
For the record, he does ask Asha to ask for Sylvia. He will
Sylvia's still at the house.
Mom and
in an
dad are still
awkward
fighting.
place right now.
Yep.
They're in an awkward place right now. So yeah, he's trying to respect her and not be all in her face because every time he is around her, she's got that look of like, "Don't talk to me." So he's just trying to be nice and be like, "Can you please ask her?" Group conference.
You know, Kylus, you're eventually going to have to ask her yourself. This can't go on forever.
I know, but she is in a very fragile place right now, and I'm trying to respect it.
I think Sylvia might be a little stronger than you think.
I know she is, but she has gone through a few things mentally that needs some space from me. But we will tackle that.
Is that because
after.
you believe those are your fault, or because you think that you will bring up bad memories?
Yes. Again, we will tackle that another time. Right now, we have... I'm sure you saw that the sky split for a moment. Sun
Yes.
specifically. So let's tackle that first, and we'll deal with that after. He'll just walk towards the table towards everyone.
She just gave you a look of a knowing look. It was just like that look. You could tell the argument that was coming. They've had it many, many times.
Like, I know, we'll talk later. God.
So DM question here. Are you all going through the chest first, or are you going to have your adult conversations? Pretty much, are you opening presents, or are you doing chores before Christmas?
I feel personally it'd be weird to do presents first and then the meeting. I feel like the present should be the wrap up, but that's just me.
That seems fair. Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
Like, it's like, hey, this shit's happening. We should gear up. Oh, the chest.
Let's go through the bad news first so we can finish off with the good news.
Yeah.
No beer until you finish your tequila.
So as everyone kind of like gathers,
I will say that everyone notices that Tokumi is oddly on edge.
He'll which he totally notes because he's one of the few people that like not knows what you are, but like knows at least the bloodline.
You've clocked Toki a couple times when you've used that detect ability.
Yeah.
And Max still has no idea.
So definitely, obviously, Rome is no fucking secret. Like, we all know.
Oh, yeah.
Everyone knows.
Yeah. Rome doesn't keep it hidden.
Yeah, no, Rome is obvious. So he'll just kind of address everyone and go, I'm sure you all heard of the commotion earlier in the day with the suns splitting and then reforming. And I sought out some information of what this could have been. The good news is it's not anything that involves the world ending. I mean, as far as
that's good.
Elder Ones are world dragons, at least. Yes. Sorry. Asha.
No, I was listening.
Oh, okay. No, sorry. However, it might be something more planar beings involved, as the theory is of high and low, celestial and abyssal. I don't know if this means the heavens and hells are going to war, or there's some sort of confrontation or ritual or something happening, but the theory is that it is something of the celestial plane and perhaps the hells. Now, Rome, wanted to ask you did you feel anything? Did anything happen to you physically or mentally when this phenomenon happened?
Rom kind of tilts his head and shrugs. A little bit of excitement, that's all.
Inside.
I mean,
With my
technically
super...
that is true.
He doesn't know that, though. He doesn't know. He's like, demon. Oh, fuck me sideways. All right, cool. No, I just nod my head, go, yeah. All right,
No,
cool.
what'd you get? What'd you get?
A
Huh?
What?
a 4.
A 4? You think he's lying out his ass?
He'll just kind of like narrow his eyes, kind of cross his arm and go like, really? That's all you felt? That whole thing happened and you just felt a little excited? That's it?
When he says that, Raum rolls his eyes and says, would it be easier if I told you I felt like I was devouring the entire world, consuming the very souls of your existence?
No. You don't have that level of power, I don't think.
So as I said, I felt a little excited, thank you.
All right,
I think,
well...
as far as this conversation goes, we're through. He takes another swig of his drink.
All right, well... Whether that's true or not, at least we know you had some sort of reaction. He glances at Tokimi for a moment, but he knows that she's been hiding what she is and he doesn't want to out her, so he's just gonna kind of lock eyes with her in a knowing manner before moving on.
You're half.
Well, I feel like that at least is part of the theory of what's going on. Apparently, the good news is with the sun reforming, nothing has happened. Apparently, at least on the material plane, nothing has happened. But unless we have some way to travel or even communicate with beings in the other planes, might be more of perhaps investigation on our part, and the mayor and Verventrix, actually, the ones who told me. Max, Verventrix knows his stuff. The mayor also knows his stuff. In fact, Verventrix likes you so much, your foot can magically open his lab now. He's attuned to your foot.
Oh,
I think that's a high
feels like
honor.
an invasion of privacy. I don't
But
know
you're the one
why.
that activates his stuff, but you activate his stuff. Isn't that an invasion of his privacy, technically?
I mean, it shows he's not
I
hiding
don't-
anything. He gave you free access to his lab. He can't lock you out.
He
The
trusts you.
Ventrix has nothing to do with what happened.
Oh, I know.
I
I
am
didn't-
aware of that.
I was there when the city guard decided to blame him.
So that... I figured
Yeah.
that was a cover. That was...
Just to calm the citizens down.
Yeah. That's... Well, it worked.
Yeah,
So,
mass panic and all.
Yeah. So, yeah, so to be completely honest, I don't know where to go specifically from here about it, but Verventrix
Do we
gave me an
really
item to communicate
to
with
find
him,
out
at
about
least.
it? Because
Well-
where we need to go, we're very far from.
Well, and that's the thing. I don't know where to investigate per se, but
I do.
it doesn't mean we won't find anything. You do? Where? Aside from Celestial Plane.
Well, we'd have to go back to the Church of Saul.
Why'd you
Church
say
of
that?
Saul was the one that blew up or imploded and was kidnapped by the... Okay.
That's the one that
Yeah.
you all donated those coins to, and a bit of implosion happened and it got sucked into the Feywild.
Yeah. So when Tokimi says that, he'll be like, well, we might have to find another one, because I remember how the Fey are kind of pissed off at him.
Yeah, but it's back. You remember the purple lady?
Oh, that's right.
Why them specifically? I mean, the soul is just one of many of the gods.
But he is the god of the sun, which
True.
the sun splitting, I guess, makes sense, but I don't really know much more than that, to be honest.
What happened with the sun is directly involved with the sun.
But what specifically does that mean? He's angry, or someone's trying to take him over, or some sort of ritual? What does that mean specifically?
It's very rare antithesis of a conflict. Greater celestials, gods, when they have internal crisis, a quandary, the dilemma can manifest itself. And the higher the being, the more drastic the manifestation. Somehow, some way, soul is having or has had an internal conflict, and whatever part of him that he's having conflict with is now its own entity.
I'm going to level with you. This is well outside my wheelhouse.
Both
Like I said.
Asha and Kylus, give me religion checks.
That die is hot today.
Well, the good news is
Religion.
when I'm good with stuff, I'm good. When I'm bad with shit, my dice are really bad. So,
I got a
yay
19.
me. Nat 20 for 24.
Nice.
So
Funny how the dice are with me today. Or not.
the confusion quickly subsides in your mind as what Toki is saying makes perfect sense. As both of you do recall, as you were coming up in the church, the teachings and everything, that there are instances, like recorded instances in the past of past gods, before their initial fall, where if they had an internal struggle, or if they had conflicting feelings about certain matters, or even in the cases of feeling that they needed to fit a greater good, they can go through a process to where their being splits into two, manifesting another being that represents one of their previous whole tenets. Soul in this instance previously held the tenets of life and judgment. If what Toki is saying is correct, there is now an instance of Soul who is a god of life, and in another instance of a god of judgment. Now, two separate beings.
Oof. Oh, but with the sun coming back together, does that mean his split is permanent? Or did he come back together? I don't know. The only temple I'm aware of is the one in the city of Augur. So
there is another that you would recall. It's a smaller one.
Okay.
But in the city of Claude, there is like a small temple, not a temple, but a chapel there dedicated to the soul.
Can we flip back to the map really fast?
Yep.
Just wanna see where that was.
I pulled up like a saved version
I'm
of the
trying
map
to-
so I could see it in case this happens. I'm just like, this.
There you go.
I'm just trying to remember if
This
Claude
works.
is the one we went to or if it was a different one.
Claude is the one that you were planning on going to after. Here, I'll take you to Matt. After you had fled Ohm.
And we did not.
So it's the one just like the northeast of Augur,
Yeah,
right?
where I'm pinging right now on the map.
Yeah, we went to
I
Ohm,
don't
but
see
we
it,
did
which is
not.
probably me.
You didn't move us over.
Oh, you
I
didn't
thought
move
I
us.
did. What the heck?
There we go.
There we go.
Yeah, we did not go. We ended up not going to Claw. We went to Ohm instead.
I mean,
Yeah.
all right, so Asha would know very well if there's one in Win Claude.
Mm-hmm. Though it's nothing as grand as what is in Augur. It's pretty much just a small temple of worship that the local farmers go to.
I mean, if you're okay with it, Asha, as one option, we could send a message to Valerie in Augur to help us out, since that's quite a journey for us to go to.
Valerie, I thought, sorry, in Augur. I'm not sure if she's willing to
Yes.
travel all the way to Claude just for us.
Well, no, there's that bigger temple in Augur
True.
that she could go visit.
Assuming they're all okay after their trip.
I mean, if nothing else, the religious texts will
Yeah.
still be there, if nothing else, to research.
I mean,
Or maybe the queen has an extensive library on it. I don't know. But to at least help us with some information.
it's not a
I
bad
could
idea.
write her a letter. It just may take a while before
The
she
purple
gets it.
lady did. The
Oh,
purple
that's what
lady
she
did
meant.
say that the church and all the people that were in it were brought back.
Yeah, she also did. She's Fey, and she didn't say what state they were brought back in.
I had to like really struggle to remember who the purple lady was. I'm like, oh yeah, Tarshara. Never mind.
Well, Clary knows what she probably meant,
I'm like sitting here like, what purple lady?
as far as Asha knows, Purple Lady is
The
just
purple
a Fey creature.
dress. The purple dress.
She's the purple lady.
It's a sunset dress. Thank you very much.
She doesn't remember her name. She just remembers that she's very pretty and she's in purple. So she's the purple lady.
I mean, it works.
It does.
Yeah.
They never. She's Fey, and they never said what state they were brought back in. Very hard to trust
Oh.
information from Fey.
That's a good point. If we do get in touch with Valerie, she could, because she said she knows the queen. I don't know if she's still there, but could potentially ask more information about what's going on between the Fae and Soul, and then maybe see what's catastrophe has happened with this, or maybe they have a prophet or a cleric that has had a vision. I'm not sure, that is a devout follower of Soul.
Yeah, it just took me a minute to realize why you were asking me if it was okay, but I now realize you want me to send a message, so I have no problem with that.
Yeah. I don't know how that works. I can't do it. I thought I could just talk to you in my head, and I realized that's probably not how it works. I feel like you have to start the conversation. I think I'm just now realizing that.
I just picture like Kylus walking around town. Asha, come in. Hello.
Asha.
Can you hear me now?
Red Wing, are you there?
Can you hear me now? Can you hear me now?
Can you hear me now?
Yeah, no, I have to start the conversation, and you only get one reply
Right.
of limited words.
I mean, that's an option. I'm not saying we do it now, but that could be an option for someone to help investigate, since we have a member of the Fae there, as well as the Temple of Souls there. Everything kind of seems to be in one area, and she seems to be very good with gathering information, so we could try to get a hold of her to help us out. otherwise, it sounds like our next option is to go west.
I don't think it's a bad idea to reach out. I don't know how many other people are going to come to the conclusion that it was related to Soul. I mean,
That's why
they'll probably reach the conclusion that it was either a god or the hells, but yes.
Well, that's why if a member of Soul had a vision or something,
We'd at least know.
They may know, or I mean, there are moments where I don't have answers and meditate and then get small visions to help. It didn't.
As you're
Maybe a lot of
talking,
people are doing that.
everyone hears a voice coming from Kylus's hip. Hello? Hello? Kylus, Kylus, can you hear me? Hello?
Why do I hear the war criminal?
Oh, my new rock!
That was the pants are talking.
No, my new rock. This is a cool thing. Huh? Verventrix, hi. Yes, I can hear you.
Oh.
Can you hear me?
No, dear boy, there is no need to yell. The perfect clarity comes through these rocks when they are used.
Oh.
I just wanted to let you know that we have information as to what may have happened. Again, the Conclave and I have already determined that it is not a world-ending event. So, deep breath and relaxation for that one. But we just got information from a contact of my son's over in the capital. It seems peace has been reached.
And of course, Kylus has the rock out, like he's like displaying it, like everyone listen. And he's just like,
a lot to unpack it. You're part of a conclave?
Oh yes, the Kamigroskan Conclave. We are a group of very ancient and powerful wizards who are all scattered across the lands and doing research and keeping an eye on possible world-ending events and alerting one another to if one tends to rear its head. Thankfully, this is not one of them, but this promises to change the landscape for maybe the better. So what happened? That light show that you're all blaming on me wasn't my doing. I'm pretty sure all of you already know that.
we know that.
But we've received confirmation from the capital that the god's soul has split into two beings, technically stepping down from its seat as the head of the order, the head of the gods, what have you. But on the other hand, the Queen of the Fey has abdicated her throne as well, as in a sign of cooperative peace between the two of them. A sort of a deal was reached
if he steps down.
If they
part
both
of the deal
if they both step down from their seats of power, the gates will open.
And this is a good thing?
I'm a peasant now.
It wasn't that. It was the.
Well, I guess it would depend on who you asked, but in regards to allowing the flow of life to go back and forth between the Feywild once again, yes, it could be a very good thing. Though, from my understanding, the gates aren't opening all willy-nilly. A location needs to be chosen for a test run, what have you. But as it is now, the power has sort of swayed on both ends. The two entities butting heads against one another have stepped back to allow a more peaceful resolution to be made. Less of a threat of annihilation between both. Less paladins being kidnapped, less Fey being slaughtered indiscriminately.
Can a god just step down from...
Well, technically
Can a sun god not be a sun god anymore? Is that a thing?
Well, technically technically he is still a sun god. Well, one half of him is, but Sol himself is no longer the head of the gods. Sol himself is no longer a being. He has split.
I doubt you know this, but who's the new head of the gods now?
That is, as Max would say, well beyond my pay grade.
Yeah. Yeah.
Does the new half of
This
Soul
is
have a name?
no. Hold up. This is implicitly within your pay grade, Mr. Conclave.
For the record, Kylus is like running to everyone, not knowing how this works. Is like running to Asha when she speaks, running to Max when he speaks. Like, speaking of the rock.
Asha has taken the rock from you and is just holding it.
Just like
No,
set it
my
down,
rock.
just to set it down in the center of the table.
Yeah.
My rock, no.
Well,
Like a conference phone.
yeah, that is pretty much what it is. He's like, Maximilian, I understand that you think I am some grand, powerful wizard, what you call a war criminal, but I do not have the reach to the gods. I am getting this information secondhand from those who are in a more knowledgeable position. All the Conclave and I have done is ascertained that this is not a world-ending event.
Does New Soul have a name, as we can't keep calling him half of Soul?
I would have a feeling that his followers, or the followers that remain, will announce that when it's given to them.
Okay, so
Wonder if the church is gonna.
let me get
You
this
didn't ask
straight.
these questions when you
So-
talked to them?
We spoke to Lady Valerie. It's just, she was giving Milas information as we are out on, well, the outskirts of civilization, and well, we don't necessarily have a clergy here, so they wanted to make sure that all information was made available to us.
See
Again,
Kylus'
you didn't
ears
ask
perk
these
when he says
questions.
Valerie. He's like, huh?
We did ask these questions, and they don't have an answer.
Oh, that's a different answer than what you just gave us. Okay. Thank you.
For the record, I guess talking to Valerie did help. I'm just saying, for the record.
Max, you were saying,
For the
you were going to
record,
say
you're awfully
something?
interested in Valerie.
Mm-hmm.
All right. So the thing we saw this morning was Soul 1 and Soul 2 becoming into existence,
Yes.
and now Soul 1 is still the god of the sun, but neither Soul 1 or Soul 2 is like the leader of the gods.
We do not know
And we don't
who-
foresee this becoming a problem?
Not of a world-ending sort, no. I mean, there's definitely going to be, no, more of a philosophical debate happening between the higher clergy bodies of the followers of Soul as to what to do. Who's going to continue following the sun,
Right.
and who will be following the god of justice.
No, yeah, see that's the part that is worrying to me, because normally, let's say if this was a mortal kingdom, right? Maybe we can follow this as a better example. So if a king is killed or is otherwise deposed, then we have a power vacuum that multiple people try to fill, and it becomes a huge mess, and then there's dragons and fire and everything is bad.
I see you are well versed in Kamirovsky politics as well.
Oh, for Christ's sake. Okay.
No, I understand
So this-
I understand your concerns, but at the time being, we do not have those answers.
Great.
I have a follow-up. Is the mayor next to you?
It is you kind of hear like a couple like scrambling of books and like footsteps in the distance as he's like, yes, I'm here. Hi.
Your friend, Piper, I think it was. Can you ask him if anything has affected his area? There was a cause and effect. He's a demon, right?
Oh yes, Piper is a rat demon. Oh, that
Since we
is a
said
good
this might have
question.
affected the hells.
This is a good question.
Yeah.
We would assume that anybody of infernal blood would feel some sort of effect. We never thought of abyssal. You know what? I will get in touch with him and see if I can't get any information from him.
I am curious, so thank you. Kind of like side eyes Realm a little bit. Not like in a bad way, just more of just like, he was affected. Something's going on. I need to know more.
Rommel smiles, showing his canines as he does so, and just snap his teeth once and giggle.
Are you flirting with
Maybe a bit.
me?
But then again, it's Rom. Maybe he flirts a bit with everything, so it's hard to tell.
He is Bard.
All right. Well, then I guess, see, there's still some unanswered questions, but again, it's been less than, hell, it's been barely 8 hours since this has all happened. So I guess we'll keep in touch if you find out anything from Piper or otherwise.
I do have something else to add. I'm sure some of you have already realized this as well. I've been trying really hard just to not be involved in this, but apparently that's not going to happen. Anyone else picking up on what just happened being exactly what I described like 22 hours ago to the lady in the water?
So you described this 22 hours ago?
Slow head turns in realization.
And with that,
So
that
can-
is where we are
so-
ending for the week.
Asha has no idea what you're talking about. She wasn't
Yeah.
there.
Toki was holding on to that because she didn't want to like throw the shade bomb on fucking Sylvia.
Sylvia's in the corner this whole time just going, oh god, oh god, oh god.
Oh god, I broke the realm.
Hey,
And we were just talking about how we broke it in campaign 1, repaired it in campaign 3, now may have broken it again in campaign 4. This
Yep.
boy needs to stop touching the celestial plane.
I mean, technically, Fox's character didn't break the realm in campaign 1. He just awoke the first
blew it up.
old one, and kind of set
Oh,
off.
that's all.
And kind of set off a trigger effect.
planar catastrophe.
I need to watch
It's fine.
these fucking lore videos.
But yeah, so that is going to do it for us this week. Thank you everyone for tuning on in. This is your first time here. This is not the only show that we do. Question: this Tuesday or next Tuesday for Star Wars?
Next
Next
not this Tuesday, next Tuesday.
Okay, so on alternating Tuesdays, we've got Star Wars Tales of the Outer Rim, which is a Star Wars game that is run by Tilpot. Coming up this Thursday is Tricorn Isles, which is another 5th edition game that I run. Alternating Thursdays, we have Mass Effect Horizons, which is our Mass Effect game that is run by Zorro. Coming up this Saturday, we will have another episode of The Downfall of Propriety, which is a D&D Bridgerton inspired mini adventure that is run by Malls. Later on in the evening, at starting at 8 p.m. Pacific time, we will have The City of Redemption, which is our new Daggerheart game. And then on alternating Saturdays, beginning at noon, you have Withered Wastes, which is another 5th edition game that I run, as well as Vigilant 6, which is our superhero game, which is making its return. I believe this upcoming, not this upcoming, but the next one, on the 21st. Oh, speaking of the 21st, that is also our 8-hour episode of Withered Wastes, as it will be our special Freaky Friday episode for Extra Life.
You mean the 22nd?
Fun.
Yes, the 22nd. I'm looking at a calendar and I didn't know that it had Saturday as the last day on the line. So yes, the 22nd will be the 8-hour episode, or the 8-hour episode of Withered Wastes being the Extra Life Freaky Friday episode, and then we will have Vigilant 6 later on in the evening. But for now, we are going to head on off. Thank you everyone for tuning on in, and we will catch you later.